Hello, hello. Welcome back to Undefined, a podcast where we detail our early engineering journeys in an effort to help you navigate your own. My name is Christian Mochen. I got Patrick with me over Zoom. He's currently in Michigan on his GM co-op. And Patrick, how's it going over there?
It's going good. I started this past Monday, so I'm still just going through training and stuff and just getting used to being here and settling in.
Nice, nice. What position do they have you in up there?
My title is manufacturing engineering intern, but I haven't gotten my projects or anything yet. I've just gotten tours of the floor. Well, I actually kind of know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of helping. They have like a whole new section they made, and I'm gonna be helping like sort like the parts out and making sure they order the right parts for like spare parts and stuff like that. That's like one of my assignments. But
Nice.
I'm gonna have a few more because there's like three buildings where they do each manufacturing process for the car. So I'm gonna have an assignment in each building. So I don't know them yet though.
Sweet. Have you been there enough to know which cars are getting manufactured in
Yeah,
your facility?
the Chevy Traverse, which is like the big SUV, and then the Buick Enclave, which is like kind of like a more premium SUV.
Nice. Awesome. Have you like met any people on your team? How big is your team?
I have like there's like four engineers above me that are like the same level as my direct manager, but then there's a head engineer above them. So about five people that I'm gonna be working with like directly.
Sweet. Sweet. How's the onboarding process been?
Uh, Good.
Boring.
Training and orientation is boring, but
Getting
it
your
was cool.
computer
It was
started.
cool. Yeah, it was cool touring the facility though. That was the cool part.
Nice. That's awesome. So I know last podcast we talked about a little bit about getting internships. You said you got this one through meeting a recruiter at a career fair and eventually applying on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I went to a career fair my freshman year, and then I just kind of stayed in. Well, actually, it wasn't even. Yeah, I stayed in contact with one of the people that I met on LinkedIn, and I messaged them just constantly, and I kind of built a connection with them. That way, when I finally applied, like last fall semester, I got to use them as like a direct contact in my application and stuff.
Awesome. Sweet. And it's all the way in Lansing, Michigan.
Yep, all
You
by
seen
myself.
you seen Michigan State yet?
No, I want to go see it because there's like two interns that I started with that go to Michigan State, and they said it's really nice. So I want to go there because that's in East Lansing. It's kind of separate from Lansing. East Lansing is a lot nicer because Lansing is just industrial stuff, but East Lansing's like actually nice.
Dude, nice. Have you like explored the area a lot, or has it been pretty stuck in your apartment?
I spent the first few days just staying in my apartment, but then I kind of went around, and then it's like I kind of expect it to be a bigger town, but it's pretty small. I guess I'm just used to being in like San Antonio, Austin. That's a pretty big like area or city compared to everything else.
Dude, yeah,
So there's not,
he went across the country to go to his engineering co-op. That's
yeah,
crazy.
but I've only been to like a park or two and gone like hiking once, but that's it. And now I'm like working full time. So now I get home and I'm too tired to do anything.
Nice. So have you met is there a bunch of other co-ops working with you?
Yeah, there's at the factory that I'm in, there's like 25, and there's
25
like
co-ops.
10 of them are co-ops. Yeah. And then 15 are interns. Yeah. But then only like most of them started May. And then I was like with the last batch to start in June. So like there was like six of us onboarding at the same time.
Okay. So you said 25 are co-ops and like 10 are interns.
No, like fifth. No, what did I say? I think 10 are co-ops, 15 are interns.
So what do you know like the difference between a co-op and an intern?
The co-ops are there like for like 6 months, kind of like how you were there at G for like a long time, and interns are just there for the summer.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And
Yeah,
co-ops are doing like long projects.
yeah. And then I kind of from initial like for my last internship last summer, it was a small company, right? So like they had me doing like engineering tasks, like something an engineer would be doing because they like kind of can't pay for a bunch of engineers. So they kind
Oh,
of use their
yeah, because
interns
it's a
as
smaller
other engineers.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, but already from what I'm getting from like this internship, it seems more like they're kind of going to give me what they can't do or don't have time to do. It's kind of be more like I'm shadowing them and just helping them do their work.
It's a lot more like developmental. You're there as like you're there to learn basically, right? You can tell with
Yeah,
GM
because
so
they
far.
told me I'm gonna be shadowing them a lot, and I didn't shadow anyone at all. My last one.
So comparing like GM, a huge company, to your last company that you interned for, like big versus small, have you noticed like any structural differences with like their internship program?
Oh yeah, it feels a lot more structured and like official at GM. They had like I walked in, they had like everything set up for me. All my like bosses were there to greet me, and they had
Nice.
like exactly what rooms I should go to, what things. They had like a whole like outline of each of my day the first week, each every day the first week. And then I had like they
Is it
also
pretty
gave me
exciting?
like a yeah, and they gave me like a backpack and then like water bottle and a bunch of like a sweater and stuff like that with GM on it and stuff, which is really cool.
Dude, nice. Nice. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, I remember I think my first internship was with a small semiconductor manufacturing company, actually electronic manufacturing company, not semiconductor. Um, and the experience there versus like the big companies I work for was so much different. Uh,
Yeah.
dude, going to GE, I think GE we had like close to, I want to say like over 100 co-ops working over the spring semester. It was
Jeez.
insane. Yeah, they
Oh
had
yeah,
like,
the wait, 100 co-ops like just at your place?
yeah, just so the plant in Louisville is huge.
100 at jeez.
So think of like your normal manufacturing facility you'd see. GE's was like five of those on one huge plot of land.
Yeah, see ours, yeah, mine's not that big. But there's two like big manufacturing things like right like there I'm at LDT, which is like their Lansing Delta Township facility, and it's like right outside of Lansing, and like 10 minutes away is their Lansing Grand River manufacturing assembly. And they're both huge and they're like right next to each other. Like tomorrow, the next 2 days, I'm not gonna be at my normal manufacturing. I'm gonna be at the other one training because they do all
Oh,
their training
dude,
there.
nice.
Yeah, and
That's
at the other
awesome.
one, it's kind of cooler because I mean, the one I'm at is newer and nicer, but the other one makes like Cadillacs and stuff, which is cool, and Camaros. Yeah, so I'm kind of
That's
mad,
nice.
but it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And then
So like so far,
actually,
you're gonna learn so much in the next couple of weeks.
yeah, but it's crazy the just how the production and like the facilities, like all the cars moving on conveyor belts
Oh yeah,
and
it's your
like
first time being in an
yeah, and like
automotive
yeah, and
manufacturing.
like all the robot arms, like huge robot arms moving and welding everything like by themselves. It's crazy.
Dude. Yeah, and you're gonna, especially as a manufacturing intern, probably do you know if you're gonna like oversee, I don't know how they have manufacturing interns at GM, because here at Toyota it's a lot different than normal manufacturing companies. Like Toyota, they usually have industrial like engineers on line overseeing like a line. Like say they usually have engineers overseeing a certain line, like people with engineering backgrounds or degrees. But Toyota, they place a lot of emphasis on like the team members and the group leaders. So it's not direct engineers overseeing the production line.
Yeah. I think
Is it like
it's
similar at GM?
yeah, it's I guess it's kind of like I don't know. I thought the engineers would have a little more like role on the production floor, but for the most part it's really separate. Like the leads and floor leads on the floor like are still like just technicians and stuff and team leads, and the engineers are all like upstairs, and they kind of just do continuous improvement projects and stuff. They're not really in charge of like cells and stuff down there. There's not like an
They're
engineer assigned to a
they're
section or
like
something.
who the problems are escalated to solve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so I don't know how it is at Toyota, but like they were like, "Oh yeah, you're not going to be on the floor too much as an engineering intern."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Unless you were a team, like they do interns that are team leads, but I guess that's like a different, I don't know. you
Oh,
might have to be a
team.
different major to do that. But like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So they told me like, oh, you're not going to be on the floor that much.
Have they
Like, we're
given
just
you a lot of insight into what you're going to be doing?
no.
Not
They just
yet.
the only thing they've told me is they got a bunch of new equipment because they had, like are changing models and stuff, and just to help the process. And they got the equipment in so fast they didn't have time to like register parts and like order backup parts in case things fail and stuff. So like a few weeks ago, they had like a really big problem of something breaking and they couldn't find a replacement part. So they had to shut down for like a whole like 6 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like millions of dollars they lose by being shut down for that long. So like
Yeah.
I'm kind of going to be working on like organizing, finding like parts that are at the highest risk of failing, and like
Dude,
making sure we order those and have those backlogged.
6 hours of downtime is huge. That's like almost a whole shift, almost.
Yeah, it was bad.
For reference, Toyota, at their peak, produce about 1,000 vehicles a day. So
I think that's
when they're operating well,
I think 1,000 is what like the plant also tries to do. 1,000, I think, because I think it's like
that's the
500
goal.
each shift, and there's two
Yeah.
shifts. But it's always there's always
There's
problems.
always some sort of problem going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to reach that number. That's very idealistic.
You know what surprised me the most? What amazed me the most was how like just seeing the engine and stuff like
Getting
attached to the
hoist.
yeah.
You'd
It's
think it was a little bit more like secure, right?
yeah. They just
It's
lift
like
that bad boy in there.
yeah, they put like chains on it, hook it.
It's
It gets
crazy.
dragged across not dragged across the floor. It gets airlifted
Yeah.
into the frame. Oh man, it's cool. Actually,
Everything
it
goes
might be different with you because
I
we
mean
do
this
body on frame trucks, and yours is probably not like a separate frame and body. It's probably all
honestly, yeah, I have no
built
idea.
together.
They're probably all a little different, but like if you went to both, they'd probably look same, like similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy because like I think they said it takes 48 hours for them to get like metal sheets shipped in a truck and it being able to drive off the lot, like ready to sell. 48 hours. That's crazy.
It's pretty wild. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's crazy what an assembly line can get done. Sweet. So how's Michigan compared to Texas?
The weather's a lot nicer. Like this morning when I went to work, it was 54.
54.
It-
Yeah, it was 78 when I drove to work today.
and then
Ain't
when I
bad.
came home though, it was 3 o'clock and it was like 74, 75. And it was like
When I
cold.
when I came home, I looked at the temperature in my car and it said 112. So
Yeah, that's why everyone when I tell them I'm from Texas, they're like, oof, that sucks. Hot. It's hot there. Actually, no, a lot of the most I don't know why I just said that, but most of them like are jealous. They're like, wow,
dude,
you get to
Texas is
enjoy the
dope.
heat.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
Texas is really nice.
You're lucky you're not in Michigan during the winter months.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it, but yeah, I like Texas.
Driving with chains on your tires everywhere. Is that what they do? Well, we wouldn't know. We don't get
I have
snow.
no idea. But yeah, I like Texas better. But I haven't been here that long, so I haven't been most places, but they're just like, and I know I need to go to one of my interns, like fellow interns, I guess, told me to go to Grand Rapids also because I said that town is really nice. But yeah, I don't think any town is going to be nicer than San Antonio, Austin. Like you'd have to go to like Dallas or LA or something to get bigger than that.
Nice. Wait, what? Is there a college in your town?
What do you mean? Yeah, MSU.
Okay, I was right then.
Yeah.
You said Grand Rapids, and I started doubting myself. Is there a
No,
college in
great.
Grand Rapids too?
No, it's just considered nicer, I guess, by the
Oh,
people
okay.
here. But MSU's in East Lansing, and people here get really mad when I say MSU's in Lansing. They're like, no, it's East Lansing. They're right. They're like, it's the same. I guess they're called the same thing, but like Lansing isn't considered very nice, and East Lansing is pretty nice. So like I like, oh,
Yeah,
MSU's in Lansing. Like, no, it's in East Lansing.
it's like when you say, it's like, oh, you're from Houston. No, I'm from the Woodlands.
Yeah. There's a There's a lot of people from Texas. They said like half their interns have been from Texas, and they have four like recently hired engineers there, and three of the recently hired are from Texas.
Oh wow.
And I
Actually,
met
yeah,
them.
GM recruits heavily in Texas. So if anyone
Yeah.
watches this from Texas, GM recruits very heavy.
Yeah. And then like especially when they're trying to go what is it? Like all EV. I forgot what their goal date is, but it's like really right. Like GM's like trying to go all EV by a certain date. So like an engineer they hired that I talked to today was like he worked at Tesla and he worked at Rivian, that new company that's releasing that car. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And he was from Houston.
What he's have you like talked to him in depth about working at Tesla and Rivian?
He said it sucked. He
I have
said
a
he got overworked like crazy.
overworked and underpaid. I have a coworker at Toyota that worked at Tesla as a quality intern, and
Yeah.
they hated it.
I mean, I can imagine because they're expanding so fast. So I can see how they get like just swamped with work because they can't hire as fast as they're expanding.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't hire as fast as they're expanding, but it's impossible to get a freaking interview when you apply to that
Yeah.
company.
Hey,
Yeah,
I got
good
an
luck.
interview. I didn't
It's
get the job, but
possible
I
for
got an
me to
interview.
get an interview applying to that company. Oh man.
Yeah, but I like GM and I don't know. I like getting paid also. That's the best part.
Yeah. Engineering internships are awesome. It's not like taking a business internship and going unpaid for an entire semester. Ooh, can
Oh
never.
yeah, I don't know how they do that. Okay. I was confused because I know you got a wait, can I say that? You got to offer no. Okay, never mind. Switch topics.
It's fine.
But I was confused because they were like I was talking about the tech center, like like the main GM place where they design the cars with the interns. And I was saying it was in Detroit, right? But all of them were like it's in Warren.
Warren. Yeah.
Is that close to Detroit?
Yeah. It's called the Warren Tech Center.
Oh,
It's in Detroit.
so like if I say Detroit, that it's like kind of like why are you telling me I'm wrong? Because it's technically right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they
technically
made a
right.
big deal of it. I was like, oh, it's in Detroit. Like, no, it's in Warren.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's look it up right now. Let's see. Maps, pulling it up. Warren, Michigan.
Is it close? That's
Literally
Detroit.
in Detroit. Get
That's
over it.
Detroit.
It's in
That's like someone
Detroit.
saying like something's in Fort Worth and someone saying Dallas. Like that's the same thing. Like
I think
Arlington.
it's even closer than that. Fort Worth is like its own huge city.
Maybe like I don't know,
It's like
Denton,
saying something's
Arlington.
yeah, Plano.
Yeah, Plano. And someone
No,
saying Dallas. No, it's in Plano.
it's in Plano. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Man, we didn't
Yeah.
really have an agenda for this podcast, huh? We just kind of got on and started talking.
I think it's fun though.
You know,
So
it's
how
fun.
like okay, in Toyota, right? Is there like a
Mhm.
lot of people from far away or is it mainly like Texas people slash San Antonio? Like interns and
I
stuff
mean,
there.
Toyota's really lean, so a lot of the people at Toyota have been there for a long time,
Mhm.
and then new hires are generally contractors. So the contractors will be like from the area, but
Okay.
the permanent hires are usually people who transferred in from another Toyota facility. Like we're at TMMTX. A lot of the people at TMMTX who are permanent hires, um, are there from like TMMI or TMMK, which is like Indiana and Kentucky and
Okay.
Alabama too, as well.
So
So
like
like a
even
lot
like
of
the interns and stuff aren't from other places.
the interns. The interns actually TMMTX San Antonio recruits heavily in the valley. So if you're from like the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, any of those schools, especially UTRGV, they recruit really heavy out of UTRGV. So a lot of the interns and co-ops have been like I want to say like 90% UTRGV students. I was the first UTSA student that they'd seen in forever. So,
Wow. What the
yeah.
heck? I would think they would recruit from UTSA
Right,
slash
we're in the
like
same
UT
city.
Austin or something,
Show the runners some love.
right? I didn't know they. I guess I could see that recruiting
Yeah.
from the Valley. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a good
the
opportunity.
the interns I'm with, I think one of them's from MSU, so like they live right there, and then two of them are from New York. They go to like some like it has technology in the name, so it's a small school.
Oh, MIT.
No, no, but they live in like New York, like in Brooklyn or something. And then there's one that's there that's from like Carnegie Mellon, which is pretty good. And then there's another one from like California or something. I'm the only one from like the South. Everyone else is from like pretty close, like East Coast mainly.
Yeah, I will say, in when I interned with like GE and Boeing, um, I was like the only Texas person. I felt like that was within my like plant.
When you
Pretty cool.
went, could people tell you were from Texas or no?
Yeah, especially saying like y'all, even in like the central part of the United States. I'm surprised they don't say y'all.
See, I asked my friends today. I was like, can you guys tell them from I asked my boss too, and they said no, they couldn't. And I thought me saying y'all would make me sound like I'm from Texas, but they were like, the kids from New York and stuff were like, no, everyone says that there.
And the people
What?
in Louisville, well, and I was in Kentucky and Philadelphia. So Philadelphia, they sound uh
Way different, right?
yeah, they sound like I don't even know what they sound like Rocky, I guess. I don't know. And then oh, hey. Um and then in Louisville, I mean they have their own freaking language in Louisville. Louisville. Yeah, if
Ew.
you Louisville. If you say that, you're outcasted.
Louisville.
Yeah. Oh,
Louisville. How do they say
meeting
it?
well.
Louisville? What
Louisville.
happened? Lou
Louisville.
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 Ew.
Yeah,
Louisville.
they sound southern, but they don't sound Texan. Texan, like it's very distinct.
I don't think we have a Texas accent though. I mean, that's what people tell me usually, that we don't really have I don't have a Texas accent. I don't think you do.
We kind of do. Not as heavy as like Matthew McConaughey, but
Oh yeah, Matthew McConaughey is a heavy accent.
that's a heavy Texas accent. But no, we have a little bit of one. It's starting to like, especially since we lived in like cities, the accent starts
Uh,
to kind of go away. But if you go to our hometown, if you go to like Cal Allen, oh, there's some accents there.
yeah, there is.
So I just got the notification that the meeting's gonna end soon, so I'll probably wrap it up here.
Okay.
Um, next podcast, if you even made it through this far, we'll definitely have an agenda. We're gonna talk about what do you want to talk about? Like toughest classes?
Yeah, I want to talk about that stuff. I think it was good this podcast just talking about,
Yeah, just the transition.
yeah,
I
just
mean,
like
because
random
it's like your
stuff, I
second
guess.
day, right?
Yeah. And then
It's
like
like my
further on I can talk about more kind of like how it actually is, but like yeah. I think it was good talking about it.
yeah, just getting one out there. And
Yeah, but I definitely want to talk about like hardest classes.
hardest classes in undergrad. Ooh, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about that. All righty. Well, if you're still with us, thank you for watching. This has been Undefined with our Zoom oriented podcast. We'll catch y'all later. Thanks.